let's start with the quick question. What is the secret to success? So if your brain shouted out, habits, you're not necessarily wrong. But what if I told you that habits, yes, habits alone, are not enough to get you where you want to go? That's the question, right? The true MVP of long-term success is, drumroll please, systems. Yep, those unglamorous behind-the-scenes frameworks that quietly drive your life in the right direction. So habits are the building blocks, but they're not necessarily the whole house, right? Habits are very powerful, no doubt. And science backs this up. So around 40% of your daily actions are driven by habits. And this comes according to a study that was published in Duke University's Journal of Experimental Psychology. Waking up at 6 a.m., going for a jog, or drinking that green juice, all habits. They're great for automating small decisions and conserving that mental energy. But here's the big but. Habits, they can't exist in a vacuum. Have you ever tried sticking to a habit but gave up after a few weeks? Hello, looking at you all, those January gym memberships, right? You see all these people first week of January, and by the time you get to the end of the month, poof, everybody's gone. The issue isn't necessarily a lack of willpower. It's a lack of supportive systems. Habits get you to act, but systems, they ensure that you succeed. So systems are really the engine, and habits are the fuel. So think of habits as puzzle pieces. Systems are the big picture on the entire box. A system connects habits to a purpose. They ensure that they align with your goals. So for example, a habit might be to write for 30 minutes daily, right? You want to do more writing and content creation. But the system involves that you have maybe a calendar, an editorial calendar, some deadlines, feedback loops to turn that writing into maybe a best-selling novel or a viral blog post or a newsletter. Hello, New York Times, right? So here's a statistic to chew on. According to James Clear, he was the author of Atomic Habits, most people overestimate the importance of motivation and they underestimate the role of systems. How often do you feel motivated? Do you wake up totally motivated? I know that I don't. So I need systems to find my way through the day and to successfully make it through the day. So without a system, even the best habits will eventually fizzle out. On the flip side, a solid system can sustain you even when motivation is low. And that's what we all need, right? If you're still not convinced, let's look at some evidence. Businesses thrive on systems, right? Why do you think franchises like McDonald's succeed? It's not because every burger flipper has extraordinary habits. It's because the systems are designed to make quality and efficiency foolproof, right? Athletes also swear by these systems. Serena Williams, for instance, she didn't dominate tennis just by practicing randomly. Her training regimen, recovery protocols, and mental conditioning, they're all part of a system that ensured peak performance for her. And financial success, it demands systems, right? So according to a study by Fidelity, people who automate their savings, a system, are 10 times more likely to meet their current requirements for retirement goals than they would if they relied on willpower alone. So if you create a system for your finances, for your savings, and you don't even see it coming out of your paycheck or out of your bank account, you kind of get used to that money going to another place and not readily available. So try that out. And why is that? Why is it that systems really take the cake here? Systems take the thought and all of the emotions out of the way, and they let you Yes, you get to the right things that are important. So you may be thinking, how do I build systems that actually work? Here are a few steps to create systems that elevate your habits and supercharge your success. So number one is you want to define your outcome. What is your end goal? Get really clear here. You have to be really specific. Number two is let's identify the inputs. So what habits or actions contribute to this goal? So it's like I've mentioned in some other videos, you kind of need a plan of attack of going after your goal, right? So what are the inputs? What are the steps? Number three is create a feedback loop. Regularly review what's working and what's not, and adjust as needed. Number four is automate where you can, where it's possible. Use tools, reminders, apps, or automation to keep your system running smoothly. And keep it simple. Overly complicated systems, right? They're doomed to fail. So keep things streamlined and very easy to follow. When we look at habits versus systems, the verdict is in. In the battle of habits versus systems, systems take the crown. They totally do. They make you the king or queen of your world. Think of habits as the players on the field, while the systems are the coach calling the plays. Together, they're unstoppable. But without a coach, even the best players, they can lose their way, right? So the next time you are trying to start a new habit, you have a goal, ask yourself, what system can I build to make sure that this habit actually sticks this time? Because while habits might get you started, systems totally ensure that you'll win the game. So if you found this content valuable, consider sharing, consider subscribing, and thank you all for being here and for joining me, for the subscribers that watch on a regular basis. I do appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next video.